Action.
Action! We've talked about Heidegger. We'll continue to talk about Heidegger, so don't put pressure on yourselves that this is the only Heidegger we'll ever do. Publishes Being and Time in German, Sein und Zeit, in 1927, which is, I think, 1 year after Einstein publishes his theory of special relativity, which is about time. And it's eerie. I think that it was certainly influenced by Einstein. And Heidegger, we are going to do a lot of Heidegger from a lot of different angles. I've never heard 2 lectures on Heidegger that ever said the same thing. He's so open to different facets, like cuts on a diamond. But fundamentally, he's not that different than, let's say, a Nietzsche or a Sartre in that he starts with sort of a confused anxiety processing of metaphysics and reality all the way, and takes us all the way to massive empowerment and invention. So just really quickly, this is not Heidegger, but it's certainly informed by and influenced by Heidegger. Imagine the following states of being, and you can think of them as perhaps different levels of maybe consciousness or vitality or being. Ontology is the study of being and suchness. I've been working on my suchness, by the way. So imagine a clod of dirt. Next, imagine a hammer. Next, imagine what we know to be a human being. And next, imagine a more empowered state of human being that shows up and empowers others by creating an open field of possibility. And finally, imagine a human being in its fullest, realizing its fullest potential. Abraham Maslow says, self-actualized people must be what they can be. So all the way back to the clod of dirt, it's a state of being, isn't it? It's something that exists. It's certainly not self-aware, and it's kind of, in the human condition for things like survival, not so useful. But if you jump up is a terrible, terrible preposition, but if you migrate to the hammer, a hammer is certainly a device or a tool, like this chain. It's available for use. So there's being, like a clod of dirt, which is kind of, hey, I'm a clod of dirt. And then there's a hammer, which is, hello, I have this purpose and design, and I'm here to be at your service. And imagine migrating to yet another state of being where it's what we call human beings, but Heidegger refuses to use the term human being or man or people because there's too much entanglement with previous understandings. For example, in the Western tradition, when one hears human being or man, we automatically assign a quality of reason, and that comes from the Greeks, and Homo sapien means man the wise, and simultaneously we assign a quality of divinity from the Christian ethics. So we hear human being, we hear man, and we can't get out of our heads that this is a being that has qualities of reason and divinity. And Heidegger doesn't like this because he feels that we haven't gone far enough upstream to understand ourselves, to understand being itself. And we have to rip away these previous understandings and just say, look, there's a being that is sort of what I see in the mirror. And he calls it dasein, which in German means being there. And what Heidegger is getting at is this state of being, a human being at its base level, has self-awareness and has the capacity to try to examine or understand its own being and its purpose for being and so forth. So dasein is sort of a baseline for a human being, whereas clod of dirt and hammer are like, not even at that level, and I don't like that I'm expressing it this way. A couple more things. I already gave you the list. From going from dasein to a more empowered version of dasein is, we all know someone like this who shows up, they walk in a room, and magic happens. They create an open field of possibility so that others can show up as their best version, whether it's other people or plants or animals or even a clod of dirt or a hammer. There is a special person who walks this earth that can bring out the magic of a hammer, its divinity, if you will, and turn it into an object of art and use it in the most inspired and enlightened ways. And then the final level, and there's a very complex German word that Heidegger has for it, I'll try to remember it on the next video, It's the highest state of a human being reaching their fullest potential. We all remember a scene in a movie called Fight Club in a parking lot late at night where Tyler Durden's, Brad's character, Tyler Durden, Brad, by the way, is holding a gun to this kid, and the kid's on his knees, and the kid's name is Raymond. And Tyler asks the question. The question, Raymond, is what did you want to be? He didn't ask, what did you want to do? What did you want to say? What did you want to think? He asked, what did you want to be? And he felt that this clerk at a liquor store was not living the greatest potential of his being. So that was a wonderful scene, and Fight Club is beginning to end Nietzsche and Heidegger. It's a wonderful, wonderful examination of these thinkers. So that's a bit of a ramble on different Heideggerian states of being. It's not